Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, that was the passive Paige special again. And honestly, this one was frustrating because for about 3/4, maybe even 36 minutes of this game, I genuinely thought we were watching one of the best performances of Paige Bueckers' young career. Like seriously, she looked in complete control. The jumper looked smooth, the passing was sharp, the pace was good, everything looked comfortable. And then the final few minutes happened and everything completely unraveled. Like Dallas is down 4 with around 12 seconds left, and instead of immediately looking for a quick three or attacking instantly, Paige Bueckers is backing her defender down into the post while the clock is bleeding away. And I'm sitting there like, what are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? Because this wasn't a game where Paige was bad. That's what makes this so difficult to talk about. If she was awful the entire night, fans would just shrug and move on. But that's not what happened here. She was excellent for most of this game, and that's why the collapse late feels so much worse. She was aggressive, she was confident, 3 of 3 from deep at one point. Her passing looked fantastic, but once the pressure really started building, she tightened up completely. And you could see it happening possession by possession. There was the baseline drive where she literally tripped over her own feet, then almost lost the ball out of bounds, then tried to throw it to Alana Smith. And honestly, Alana Smith probably had a layup if the pass was cleaner. Then there was another possession where Jessica Shepard was open and somehow the ball nearly ends up flying into the backcourt. It just became chaotic. Everything became rushed. Everything became uncomfortable. And the craziest part? She got free throws twice because she fell over. I'm not even joking. One possession, she lands on the ball after tripping, kind of rolls around on the floor, gets fouled, and suddenly Dallas gets free throws out of it. Then late in the game, 12 seconds left, 3-point game, and again, she drives into traffic for no apparent reason instead of immediately hunting the three. Trips again, gets fouled again, misses the first free throw, game basically over. And look, I'm not trying to destroy Paige Bueckers here, because for most of the night, she was absolutely cooking. But eventually, people are going to have to talk honestly about the late game issues. Because this isn't the first time we've seen her get tight late in games. That's the concern. The aggressive version of Paige Bueckers is incredible. The confident version is one of the best young guards in basketball. But when the game gets close, sometimes she just freezes up a little bit. She starts overthinking. The rhythm disappears. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Lynx just kept hanging around. And shout out to Natasha Howard because she might genuinely be the funniest player in the league to watch. I mean that respectfully too, because she was unbelievable and chaotic at the exact same time. Like Natasha Howard was scoring everything around the basket, rebounding everything, playing with crazy energy, but at the same time, turning the ball over in absolutely ridiculous fashion. 7 turnovers. 7! And somehow she was still one of the best players on the floor. Courtney Williams was fantastic early, really controlled the tempo in the first half. Kayla McBride barely did anything offensively for stretches, but at least hit her free throws late. And Nia Coffey hit those huge back-to-back threes that completely shifted momentum. But honestly, the player I walked away thinking about most was Olivia Miles. And wow, Dallas Wings fans might hate hearing this, but Olivia Miles looks special, like genuinely special. She has the clutch gene, straight up. Some players have it, some players don't. And Olivia Miles absolutely has it. The moment does not scare her. The pressure does not bother her. Big possession, big shot, tight game, she looks completely calm. That matters because you compare that energy to what happened with Paige late and the difference is obvious. Olivia Miles gets more confident when the pressure rises.
Paige Bueckers right now looks like she gets more tense, and basketball fans notice that immediately. Olivia Miles just plays with this natural control. The pick and roll game is unbelievable already. Seriously, she might already be one of the best natural pick-and-roll operators in the entire WNBA. And yes, that includes Chelsea Gray. Now, obviously, Chelsea Gray is still the master of manipulation and pace, but Olivia Miles has that same creativity with even more speed. She's so quick at getting downhill. Defenders are constantly off balance because she changes pace so naturally. And honestly, if the Indiana Fever somehow had Olivia Miles next to Caitlin Clark, oh my God, that would be terrifying offensively. You let Olivia Miles run point guard, move Caitlin Clark more off-ball, let Caitlin fly around screens and bomb threes while Olivia collapses the defense. It would basically become a Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic style partnership offensively. Different players, obviously, but the same idea. Two elite creators constantly attacking defenses in different ways. And this is why Dallas Wings fans are going to keep hearing these conversations, because right now it genuinely looks like Dallas may have made the wrong draft decision. And I understand why they picked Paige Bueckers. I do. She was the superstar name, massive popularity, huge fan base, huge expectations. If Dallas passed on Paige, fans would have exploded. But sometimes organizations have to ignore public pressure and simply take the best basketball fit. And right now, Olivia Miles looks unbelievable. She might already be the best player on the Minnesota Lynx. Seriously, on this current version of the Lynx roster, she looks like their engine. And that's without Minnesota even having proper center depth anymore, because the Emma Miesemann situation looks really bad. If that really is an ACL injury, that changes everything for their front court. Minnesota already lacked size. Now they're probably going to have to call somebody up from overseas or from development pools. Maybe Cheryl Reeve finds somebody internationally. Maybe Badian comes over from France. They'll figure something out because Cheryl Reeve always figures something out. But still, losing Emma Miesemann would hurt badly. Now, I also want to give credit to Azura Stevens because I thought she quietly had a really solid game, didn't force things, played within herself, had some really good possessions offensively, defended hard. The three ball still isn't fully dropping consistently, but the process looks fine. And honestly, Azura Stevens projects as exactly the kind of role player every good team needs. Smart, versatile, willing to defend, doesn't completely destroy spacing. But again, Olivia Miles was the story for me because she just looks fearless. And when you compare that to Dallas late in games, the difference becomes obvious. Dallas looked nervous, Minnesota looked calm. That's experience, that's confidence, that's mentality. And now Dallas is sitting at 1-2, 0-2 at home, with a rough schedule coming up. Washington Mystics are annoying. Atlanta Dream are dangerous. Chicago Sky compete hard. New York Liberty are obviously elite. Las Vegas Aces are still terrifying. So if Dallas keeps blowing close games, this thing could spiral quickly. And look, I still believe Paige Bueckers is going to be a really, really good player. The talent is obvious. You can't watch her for 3 quarters and deny the skill level. But she has to stop getting tight late in games, because right now, the aggressive Paige and the passive Paige almost look like 2 different players. And until she fixes that, this conversation is not going away. Meanwhile, Olivia Miles looks like somebody who already believes she belongs among the best guards in the league. And honestly, that confidence changes everything. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are people being too harsh on Paige Bueckers, or are the late-game concerns completely fair? And how good do you think Olivia Miles can actually become? Because right now, she looks like a future superstar. Tell me what you think. Don't forget, like and subscribe.